So Simon, how did you find the TYPO Career Navigator course?
Alhamdulillah, I found it very beneficial. Before I came into the course, I was a bit skeptical in regards to how it could be very beneficial. I thought there may be a few tips that may help me, but there was a lot of in regards to profiles, CVs, cover letters, your online presence, how to approach applying for jobs and all that. It was really beneficial in that regards.
How did you benefit specifically? What anything in particular that you enjoyed?
So now going forward, in terms of proof of how I benefited from it, I found that now when I apply for jobs, I get more responsive employers and recruiters. People are more eager to speak with me. It seems as though my CV comes across better, my online presence comes across better. In contrast to before the course, when I was applying for jobs, I didn't really get that many responses. It was quite difficult in that regards.
And how would you use what you learned here moving forward?
I think it's not just for people who are seeking to begin their career. I think there were a lot of things I learned in the course that once I do begin my career, get my first job, second job, it will benefit me in regards to progressing and just changing my mindset into how I would approach speaking to employers, applying for different jobs, where to apply, how to progress in my career. And yeah.
So I said, welcome to the company. Thanks for taking the time to come here. Was it alright for you to get here? Everything's okay?
Yeah, joining us fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So thanks for applying. We saw your CV. It looks it's very interesting. So we just wanted to go through some interview questions with yourself. So firstly, I have a technical question. Right, it's based on. Describe the steps you would take to diagnose and resolve a network connectivity issue. I'm going to go into a general question. So can you provide an example of a time when you went above and beyond to provide exceptional customer service?
Okay, so at my last job at the University of Greenwich, we had a lot of influx of people from foreign countries, so it was their first time in the UK. One example was there was a woman that came to the UK from, I believe, Portugal, and she came with her husband and kids, and she didn't have a place to stay, or she hadn't.
I keep telling other people as well, the same thing is you're competing with high caliber, people in terms of their educational background, right? The first from different universities and this and that, and then social demographics is different, everything. So then they're gonna go with the technical more over the that kind of knowing the company. Soft skills, yes, very good, but also technical skills. But company check and background is more people can see that. Again, it's all about the process, isn't it? So if you follow the process, you check the network settings, configuration, using the first you're checking the network as well. So you're checking the network. So that's just the router, the connectivity to the router, the Wi-Fi, all of that stuff. That's the first thing you check, and then so you're checking on this. First check the physical connectivity. So is it plugged in? Is it not plugged in? Is it on the Wi-Fi? If it's on the Wi-Fi, then you check so these are stuff that you should go through that step by step and explain it step by step.
Make sure you don't ever leave out the most obvious one, because that's the one that I've seen that lets people down. They'll go to, I'll check the server room, and it's no, don't do that. Don't do that. Is it plugged in? Is it physically cabled in? Are you even connected to the Wi-Fi? Because you'd be surprised at how many people they're telling you that it's not working and they're not connected to the Wi-Fi.
We're going to just run through some questions. Technical question off the bat. How would you use Excel to track and report progress on a project?
So I would make sure that the project's deliverables each have their own categories. So risk, for example, and I would use quantitative data to measure risk. Also organization, who reports to who's responsible for what. Also other themes such as change, what's the scope in regards to.
So Qasim, how did you find the TYPO Career Navigator course?
We haven't finished yet, but so far I think it's been very good. It's been more than what I expected. At the start I was thinking it was more tailored towards like very, very beginner, like entry level people. But I've had like a little bit of experience, so I thought it wouldn't be as useful. But there's like a lot of things I didn't know about, like the ATS stuff and all the other stuff to do with why I haven't been able to get another job, or why certain recruiters haven't called me back and that sort of thing. So it's an eye-opening thing.
How did you benefit specifically? Like anything in particular?
I think because it's discussion based as well, so I could bring stuff from like my own problems that I've had. So I brought stuff like feedback from recruiters or feedback from interviews, and then asked Norman and Ahmed about them, and they've like told me to do this better, to do that better. So it's stuff that I can pick up and then do in the next interview and so on.
So how would you use what you learned here moving forward?
It's a lot of like ways to tailor certain things, like to tailor your applications, your interview, the way to answer interview questions and things like that. So I think a lot of those things are like etched in my head now. So it's gonna come second nature.